in A. Let me try to share my screen presently, or just lead us into that. At the top left corner, beside where you have your Microsoft Teams, on this particular platform we have, just look to the left, the top left corner where Microsoft Teams is written, you have a kind of dotted square there. If you click on that square, it's going to be bringing out to you all the apps you have for free on this Office 365. So you have a copy of online Microsoft Word. So as I get started with mine, I will enjoin you that you start with me also, because it's going to be, we have promised that this meeting is going to be purely practical. So it is going to be practical. I've started sharing my screen now. I hope you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, then you can follow my mouse to where I pick my word from. My top left corner here, I have a dotted square there. So clicking on it, it drops down options of the apps I have for free on this Office 365. So now I have picked my Word documents. I have picked my Word. I don't know if you can see my screen, please. Can anyone confirm for me? Hello, sir, Mr. Okpefa.
No, I can't see your screen.
I've not seen your screen anyway, so I'm waiting for whether others have seen it. That's why I didn't talk on time.
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay.
I can't see your screen.
Okay.
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 It's the general problem yet.
Okay. Can you see my screen now? I'm trying to share now. Can we see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just exited. Just exited. So let me just go back there. That means that was a kind of network issue. That was a kind of network issue. So I am going back to share.
It's showing now. Okay. It's showing.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you can follow my cursor. I believe you can also see my cursor as I move to the top left corner, where I have beside the Microsoft Teams, where I have the dotted box. I am going there now. As I click on it, it drops down all the options for the apps, all the apps I have on this Office 365. So I'm going there, I'm picking on my Word. Please, you can also do that with me. If you are on Teams on your phone and you have an extra laptop beside you to follow me on the practical. So when you click on Word, it brings you to this very page. You have options. Here I have a new blank document. If I want to start a fresh document, I have templates. This is a template for general notes. You can view it if it matches, if it fits what you intend to do. Of course, you can go with that. You can go with that if it fits what you want to do. But for me, today, I don't want to pick on that. I actually want to pick on my blank document. We have there are so many templates. Here we have more templates. If you have any document already typed and saved on your OneDrive or before, you have them. Any Word document, you have them displayed here. Like I have two showing for me presently. So let's go to the new blank document. This is a basic Microsoft Word window. And I will be introducing you to the Microsoft Word window. This particular version is the so this particular version of the Microsoft Word we are now is a little, I think it is more of it looks a little or just exactly like the Office 2016. Please let me just shut this out. Okay, so that it stops popping up. Okay, so I want to introduce you now to the window. What we have presently, what I have presently displayed is called the Microsoft Word window. And on this window, we have the menu bar. This is the menu bar. The menu bar is where I have my cursor now, where I have file, home, insert, layout, and all the rest. Up to this point where I have comments. It's called the menu bar. That is called the menu bar. Immediately below the menu bar, we have what we call the tools bar. And this is the tools bar where I have the format painter, clipboard, fonts, editing, bold, italics, underline, and all this central, align, and all this that I am pointing my cursor presently. They are called the toolbar. They are called the toolbar. On the toolbar, we have different formatting tools, like I will be introducing also each of them later on. This is for making our text bold, italic, underline. You can use this for highlighting, this to change the font color, and very many more things. So I don't want to spend too much time on that. Still on this window, we have the two scroll bars. We have two scroll bars. We have what we call the vertical scroll bar and the horizontal scroll bar. Where I have my cursor now, scrolling downwards, and I'll be moving upward again, is called my vertical scroll bar. It's called my vertical scroll bar. If I try to enlarge, I can try to enlarge this particular document beyond this. If I try to enlarge this document beyond this, then I can have my horizontal scroll bar coming into play. Like I have enlarged now to 200%. I have enlarged this particular document that I just opened to 200% so that I can show you my horizontal scroll bar. Below here now, I have my horizontal scroll bar. So perhaps I have some document types on this, some text type on this document, and because I have zoomed it up to this percentage, I can't see all. I can use this, my horizontal scroll bar, as I am scrolling now. You can do the same thing. I hope somebody is following me. With this, my horizontal scroll bar. Yes, sir.
Okay. I would have loved a response to that your question too, from any of them, whether they're actually following and then it's not freezing. But at the same time, I have a piece of advice, if you don't mind, that instead of using online one, is it possible to use whatever you have on your desktop version? Because some of them are like, but I want to wait for them to also talk too.
Okay. I also thought about that, sir. But okay, let's hear their responses.
So are we following on our laptops and the version we have on our laptop, or we are all following online?
Are we following online or the version we have on our desktop, please?
Faith is about to talk. I thought Faith was talking.
We are the version we have on our laptop.
Okay.
The version we have on our laptop.
Sorry, that's
hello.
All right, we've heard you.
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay. I said we are following online.
Okay.
Some are following online. Some are following on desktop version. So, but to an extent, I believe you are following anyway.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Mr. Kwefa, I think to be on a safer side, maybe I should just launch my desktop version. I have Office 2013 on my desktop. Office 2013 is not really so much different.
From Office 16, from Office 365.
Yes, that is Office 365. That's Office 365. Maybe I should just bring also the desktop version.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that piece of advice, sir. So, I believe we all can open. We all can open to it on our desktop. Now I am on my Word document, my desktop version. I am presently on my desktop version, and I was introducing to us our vertical scroll bar. This is my vertical scroll bar, like I introduced earlier on. But because I have my zoom at 100% now, I can't see, it's like my horizontal scroll bar is absent, even though it is just latent. So I have just increased I have just zoomed my page to about 220% now. My zoom, I can either come to view here, I can come to view on my menu bar. On my menu bar, I have view. Clicking on view can bring me the option for zoom. When I click on the option for zoom, it gives me option of to type in or choose the percentage I would like to zoom to. So once I click on that, I press OK. And if I don't want to go that way, here on this version, to the bottom here, to the bottom right hand, my right hand bottom, I have, you can see a kind of ruler, so to say, a kind of ruler where you have minus to an extreme, that is zoom out, and to the right extreme, you have zoom in. So once I zoom, the major thing I want to say is that once I zoom, then I can have my horizontal scroll bar showing. So peradventure, let me try to quickly bring up a file where I have a material. Let me bring out a file where I have some materials so that by the time I actually zoom it, we can see, okay, I have some materials now on this. Because I have zoomed to this 220%, okay, let me try to zoom larger. Let me zoom further. Okay, now we can see the beginning of the text I have here. But with the help of my horizontal scroll bar, you find the horizontal scroll bar where I have my cursor at the bottom here. With my horizontal scroll bar, I can scroll to the beginning and even to the end of the text. So please let me just take it back to the normal size. Let me take it back to the normal and continue with the blank document I was working with. Let's continue with the blank document we were working with. Okay, so that is that about vertical and horizontal scroll bar. That is that about that. Another thing I will want to quickly tell us this evening is going to be based. I told you earlier on that apart from the fact that this is a beginner's class, today is also going to be more of introduction to the window, to the Microsoft window. So right now, I want to take us to how to hide our toolbar. This is my toolbar. This is my toolbar. Like I mentioned earlier on, my toolbar is the one place I have format painter, bold, italics, underline, and all the rest that I have here. I can choose to leave this toolbar while I work on my document. I can leave it on while I work on my document. But if I think I need more space, I can actually also hide the toolbar. So I want to teach us how to hide the toolbar now or display it. So we want to, the toolbar is being displayed now, so we want to hide the toolbar. When you come to the right-hand corner here, not actually the corner at the top of the vertical scroll bar, please just follow my cursor. Where I have my cursor now, I believe it is also showing on your own screen. Where I have my cursor now, there is a kind of inverted V, a V that, that is turned upside down. When I click on this V, my toolbar will disappear. Then comfortably, I can continue working on whatever document I am working on, if I prefer to view it like this. But also, if I want my toolbar displayed, I can just come back to home. I just go back home, click on home, and you see a kind of thumbnail at the same corner where you hid the toolbar. The same corner where you hid the toolbar, you go back to that corner, then you see a sort of thumbnail. The thumbnail is telling you that, it's asking if you like to see this ribbon. Then clicking on this ribbon will pin my ribbon. I have pinned the ribbon, which is my toolbar. Then I can continue my work, which depends, this actually depends on your choice. It depends on the choice you want to take to while working. All right, we have looked at zooming a window, how to zoom the window. You can either zoom from the bottom right hand, or you go to view, like I said earlier on, and pick the zoom lens. When you pick the zoom lens, it brings you option of how long the percentage you like to zoom to. Okay, let us go to setting up a page. We want to see how to set up a page. Let us quickly see how to set up a page. Before you start typing or typing any document, it is very important to set up the page you want to use. When we are talking about setting up the page, let me take it on so that I have the regular view of home. You have the options of specifying your paper size, the orientation, the margin, and all the rest. If you would now like to work with the auto settings that is available on the Microsoft Word, if you don't want to work with the auto setting. So to set up your page, you can come to this page layout. On the menu bar, there is page layout. Clicking on the page layout, I have options for margin, normal, narrow, moderate, like it is showing now on my screen, wide, mirrored. This mirrored is if you want to print on both sides of the paper, and this is the office default, the auto setting for this particular Word document. Then we also have orientation. You can decide whether you want the document to be on portrait. Portrait is the regular upstanding of an A4 paper like I have, or I want it on landscape. Now I have clicked on landscape. You can see that it has widened out my document, the particular page I'm working on, because I have chosen portrait. depending on the way you want your work to appear. We can also choose the paper size, the paper size you would like to print upon. We know we have different types of paper type. The common one that we use, or let me say the common one that we use regularly is A4. You can choose A4. A4 is the same thing as this letter, which is the auto setup. You can also choose the type number of columns you want your text to appear. You can preset all this before you start typing based on your choice. You can choose 1, 2, 3, as many as you will like. As many as you will like, you can decide. Generally, this page layout is for setting your choices of how you want your document to look like. Now I am on, okay, hyphenation. Many of us, when we write, even though I as a teacher discourage that with my pupils, and I don't also write like that, but some of us write like that. When we write, when we want to write hyphenation, and we get to some of us write hyphen and put the hyphen itself and continuation on the other line. Like when we want to write communication, some of us write commu on the first line, put an hyphen and communication on the other line. So we can also set that from here. You can set your hyphen choices the way you want your hyphen to appear. Because I really want to save our time, I'll just introduce us to it. Indent. The indent is the number of the amount of space you would like to leave. Okay, let me quickly get the I have get out the few things I type. I want to set my indent now. I can increase my indentation. You will see that as I increase my indentation, my cursor keep jumping from the left because I'm increasing my left indentation. My cursor keeps jumping from the left, and wherever I stop, the particular point I stop, that means at every time, that is where I want every of my lines to start from. That means I have chosen that every of my line should start from there. If I complete this particular line and I press enter to go to a second line, my second line will also start from there because that is what I have preset for it. Even for your the right hand, for the movement from the right hand, you can also decide the indentation from the right. Then coming to spacing. This spacing has to do with the amount of space you would like to leave from the top of your paper before you start typing. Look at where I have my where I have my cursor now. I have this blinking now, which means by the time I start typing, my text is actually going to start from here. But by the time I increase the spacing before my text, you can see my text dropping downwards. Most of the time, we use this spacing before to to preset our page. If you are going to be printing on a letterhead, you don't want your text to be printed on the letterhead. So you can actually measure the letterhead and come to the page you want to type the document you want to print on the letterhead and preset where you want the and leave the space for the letterhead and start typing your document. Even after, you can also preset for if you have some kind of design paper, customized paper, where it is actually that you have some designs at the bottom and you will not like your text to climb on such designs. You can preset the number of space that should be left. Immediately your text gets to that number of space that you have preset that should be left at the bottom, it will jump to another page. That means that page is full already. That is that for our page layout. That is that for our page layout. Okay, before I leave page layout, forgive me, before I leave page layout, we also have the selection pane. We will see more of this by the time we start working. The align, you can decide to align to margin. You can decide to align your work to the margin. You can decide to use alignment guide and so on and so forth. You can have your grid line view depending on whatever you think you want to do on the, depending on whatever you want to do on the document that you are starting. That is that with presetting page. That is why all about presetting our page. Okay, we want to go now to the real work. But before I go to the real work, I quickly want to also introduce us to our ruler. Let me quickly introduce us to ruler, because ruler is one of the things, one of the tools you can use to preset your page. I am now on view. Okay, let me go back to home. This is home. When I click on my view menu, I have here my ruler, grid lines, and navigation pane. When I click on ruler, at the top of my page, at the top of my document, my ruler is showing now. My ruler is showing. The essence of this ruler is, as I move my ruler, as I am moving my ruler now, you can see it's just like I am also increasing the indents. I'm increasing the indentation of what I have typed. There are so many ways to move your ruler depending on choice. Depending on choice, by the time we start typing, we work more. We do more work with ruler. When you have actually set this particular what will I call this glider? This kind of the glider I have at this top is for my first line. So I can place and drop this glider here so that it can choose where my first line indentation will be. And this will be, this is my hanging indent. Okay. Automatically now it has opened me to the window, the paragraph window, where I can also set my indent, spacing, line, and page break. All these also are part of the page layout. They are also part of the page layout, the kind of presetting we have to do. Well, it is not a must. It is actually by choice, depending on how you want the document you want to type to look like. It depends on how you want the document you want to type to look like. When you are through, you can pin it. You can pin it and press OK. You can pin it and press OK. Okay, now we want to go into typing text. We want to see how to start typing our text. We are not typists. Gone are those days, although I know some, it is still, people still do that exams where I have just come back to the home menu. I have come back to the home menu. You can you can practice to increase your speed of typing by choice. You can practice to increase your speed of typing by choice. That is a personal decision. Your QWERTY P whatever that we have to do. Okay, before now you must have known how to type text, I believe. where the cursor is blinking identifies where the text you type will appear. Like I have my cursor blinking here right now. I have my cursor blinking here. So whatever I type will actually appear there. If I don't want it to appear there, maybe I want it to go lower, and I have not preset it from my page layout. Clicking on the enter key on your keyboard, clicking on enter on your keyboard, keep dropping it, keep pushing your cursor downward like it is doing for me now. Let's say, oh, I have just made a mistake. I have taken it below what I actually wanted. This is it. I have it blinking here now. Oh, it is too much. I can use the backspace. Clicking on backspace on my keyboard takes it back to whatever position I want it to appear. So we have to really know that wherever the cursor is blinking is where your text is going to appear. Whatever you are typing will appear wherever the cursor is blinking. Okay, let us look at, so for me to type a text, you can choose your font style. Here on the home menu, where I'm on the home menu now, I have Calibri body here. Clicking on the drop down, clicking on the drop down menu I have here, I have more options of font styles showing up. More options for font styles are showing up. You can choose, all these are by choice. You can choose whichever you like to work with. In fact, when you try to work with a particular one, let's say, for instance, now I have shoulder. I have shoulder typed. I have shoulder typed now, and I want to increase. Maybe looking at it, I don't like the size. I can select it and increase the size. I can select it and increase the and change the font style. I can select it and change the font color. So let us quickly see how to select a document. Let us see how to select a text. Like I have just one word on my documents now. There are many ways you can select a document, a text. There are many ways you can select a text. This is one of the ways. This is one of the ways. Look at it. I can bring my cursor to the beginning of the text I want to select and double click, as I have done now. You just tap your, if you are using an external mouse, you right click 2 times, left click rather, you left click 2 times, you double click on the left side of your mouse. That is if you are using an external mouse. But if you are using your laptop mouse, you just bring it to the beginning of the text you want to highlight or you want to select and double click. Once I double click on it, the text is highlighted. That is why it has the kind of background color it is showing now. I can also highlight by bringing my cursor to the beginning. That is if I want to highlight a whole line. If it is a whole sentence, let me try to open that document I opened the other time where I have, okay, so I have this document now. Let us say I want to highlight, oh, this is okay. I want to highlight an entire line. I'll just bring my cursor to the, on the same line, on the same straight line I want to highlight. I'll bring my cursor to the left until it changes, until my cursor changes into what it is showing now. I will keep moving my cursor I'll keep moving my cursor to the left until it changes to a kind of a slanted arrowhead, like it is showing now. Clicking just once on this slanted arrowhead, I have that entire line highlighted. It is not okay. It is highlighted also on my screen. Now, I have it highlighted, and automatically it is bringing options for me. If I would like to bold this particular text I have highlighted, I can decide to bold it. This is B. I can decide to bold it. Clicking on that B is actually bolding it for me. I can decide to take it also to italics. I can decide to underline it. All these are by choice. I can give it a background fill. I have given it a yellow background fill. All these are by choice. All these are by choice. I have just changed the background fill now. I want to change my background fill to something like, let me say I'm changing it to green now. Okay. It has dropped my highlight. So I've just gone back to re-highlight it. So I have changed the background of the text to green. I can go back to change it to any particular color. Once you highlight, you can go back to change it to any particular color of your choice. All these things I have done can also be removed. I can also remove all these things I have done right now. I can remove all these things I have done right now. Okay, still talking about selecting text. I have taught us how to select just a word. You bring your cursor to the beginning of that word and double click on it, and you will have that word, only that word highlighted. If you want more than that word, you can press down on your shift key. The shift key on your keyboard, hold it, your shift key, hold it down and use your arrow key. You have arrow keys on your keyboard, arrow keys going upward, pointing downwards, to the right and to the left. You can use your arrow key to, maybe I want to actually highlight this text to the point where I have full stop at the end of that sentence. Holding down on my arrow, on my shift key, and using my scroll key, my arrow key, I can continue the highlighting until I get to the end of that sentence. If I want to bring it downwards, I will just keep holding down. I'll keep holding down my shift key. Using the arrow the arrow key, I can continue to bring it downwards to highlight. All those ones I have selected, I have highlighted, I can do whatever I like with them. I can decide to change the font color. I can decide to change the color of those particular set of highlighted highlighted text, like I have done right now. You can see those particular texts, they are different from every other one that was there. Whatever you have done, good enough, whatever you have done, whether knowingly and you don't like it again or mistakenly, you can always undo. Somebody said life is not like Microsoft Word or like computer where you actually undo. Life is not like that. But thank God computer is like that. You can undo. You can undo. You can undo using your Control Z. Clicking on my Control Z, you hold down your control button. Your control button is where you have CTRL. CTRL. That key where you have CTRL on your keyboard is your control button. holding it down. And while you are still holding it down, clicking on Z is undo. It is undo. It's undo. It reverses whatever you have actually done before. Or better still, going to this top left corner, almost at the top of home menu, you see a kind of arrow turning backward. You see an arrow turning backward. When you take your cursor close to that arrow will tell you to undo. You have undo typing. That is, clicking, if I have actually done something, let's say I have selling price now, and I have changed the color of only selling price to green. This particular selling price I have here, I have changed the color to green, and by mistake or after I have done it knowingly, I find out that it is not looking good. I can also come here. If I don't want to use my keyboard, I can click on this and it will take it back to the former way it is. The number of times you click on undo is the number of times it takes it to the previous way it is. And I can also redo. Look at it now. It has brought me another arrow that is pointing forward. When I click on this, it is going to redo what I just undo. You can see my selling price now. I believe everything I'm saying are also showing on your screen. So it has also taken me back to the former green that I have my selling price. It also took me back to the former green I have it. So that is about undoing and redoing. Let us quickly look at how to save our Word documents. Let us look at how to save our Word document and how to open a document that has been saved. Okay, let me just hold on. Okay, I want to continue talking about this selection of text, how to delete text, but I should also quickly mention saving a text is also a very important and key thing that you should do when working on your documents. The computer gurus, they tell us that when you are working on your computer system and your computer system is on, everything we are working on are presently saved, I think, on the random access memory or something like that. So if you don't save it, it won't go to the permanent memory. So if, for instance, your battery just goes down unexpectedly, you are going to lose all those things you have actually worked upon if you have not saved the page before. So I will quickly take us back to the blank document I started with. Let me say it quickly that when you have Windows open, you can have more than one document, Word document open at the same time. Like I have two open right now. And when I come to the bottom, when I come to the lower part of my desktop here, I'm going to see the icon showing Word document. Clicking on that icon is going to bring up all the documents, all the Word documents I have open on my desktop. So I can quickly move from one document to the other depending on my choice and a particular one I want to work with at a time. So I want to choose the blank document. If I choose this now, it will take me to my document 22 where I have my mathematics question. And if I click on this document 2, because I have not actually saved it with a particular name, it is still writing the document 2. So we want to save this document 2 before we continue. You can quickly, a shortcut is to hold down your control button on your keyboard and clicking on S. We call it Control S. It is a shortcut. That is a shortcut. When you hold down your control key, that is the key that has CTRL on your keyboard, and you hold it down and click on S, it automatically brings you to the option of Save As. It will bring me to Save As because I have not saved this document with any name previously. If I had saved this document with a particular name before and I'm working on it, when I click on Ctrl S, it will just add the new changes I have made to the previous one, to the already saved document. So here now, to save this document, I can choose the location I want to save my document. On my laptop, I have my OneDrive personal. That is my Microsoft Cloud Storage location. I have other web. I can save to other web location. I can save to my computer. If I have another place I want to add that I want my document saved, I can also choose that. But right now, I want to save to my computer. So I'll click on computer. I'll just bring my cursor. I believe we are seeing my cursor. So I'll bring my cursor to computer and click on computer. Once I click on computer, it will bring options to me on my computer where I want it saved. For me presently, it is bringing options of document and desktop. If I have my phone connected to my laptop as I'm working now, here also it will bring to me the option of my phone if I would like to save to my phone. If I have any other external storage system like a USB drive, a flash drive, if I have it connected, it can also bring out that option. So let us say I want to save to my document. If I want to save to my document, I'll click on document. So clicking on document, it will bring me to the options, to a window where I have the option of choosing the file name, the name I want to save the file with. As it is showing on my screen right now, the system is suggesting a file name to me because I have shoulder written on that document. It's suggesting if I want to save it with shoulder. You can choose to do that. If you want to, if it is your choice to leave it as shoulder, you just click on it and leave it. Just a tap on that bar where you have file name. Just a tap on it will have my file name as shoulder. You can see that my cursor is still blinking beside shoulder, which means I have the options of removing this name and choosing another name. When I still have this shoulder highlighted, I can decide not to even start to click on it or to have it saved. Since I know I don't want it saved on shoulder as shoulder, the way you have the shoulder highlighted, you can start typing. Once you start typing, like I want to type leveraging. I want to save this document with the name leveraging. Immediately I start typing leveraging. I didn't delete the shoulder because the shoulder is already highlighted. Once I start typing the name I want the file saved, the shoulder disappears. The shoulder that was there will disappear. And let us say you have actually clicked on it. I want to take it back now to that location. I've taken it back to that location. Let's say I have actually, sometimes our fingers also slip, not only tongues that slip. So let's say my finger has actually clicked on it. I can make use of my backspace or my keyboard to remove shoulder. I can also the way the shoulder is highlighted, I can also click on delete. The way shoulder is highlighted, I can also click on delete. When it is still highlighted like this, once I click on delete on my keyboard, the shoulder suggested file name as shoulder is deleted. Then I can choose, I can input the particular name I want to save that file with. Like I have imputed leveraging now. I want to save this file as leveraging. You also have the options of saving your document as anything, depending on your choice. You can decide to save your document. You can make it remain as Word document. You can take it, you can save it as a template. You can save it as PDF. Like when sending work to my pupils, I love saving it with PDF, because when I save, sometimes I copy and paste pictures. Like I have on this particular worksheet. I copy, I paste pictures of some worksheet from the web, sometimes for my pupils. And when I just send it to them as Word documents, and a child is working with it, you see the picture, it can highlight the picture and mistakenly delete the picture. So I don't want that to happen when I'm sending them a particular document. So I will save. I love saving documents and sending any document I'm sending to my pupils or to anybody. I think it is just my own style. To anybody, I love saving documents as PDF, because most of the time, except you are actually a guru, PDF is actually very difficult to edit. It's very difficult to edit. So I want my documents to remain the way it is. It's my own way of it's my tamper proof. Let me call it. It's my tamper proof. So when I have chosen the particular way I want my documents to be saved, I will just come here and click on save. The save is actually highlighted. It is highlighted. That is why you have the thick blue boundary around it. You can see that the kind of thick boundary, blue boundary you have around save, you don't have it around cancel. You don't have that kind of thick boundary around cancel. So because my save is already highlighted, once just one click on enter will mean that is on my keyboard. If I just make a click on enter now on my keyboard, it will automatically save this document for me. And if I don't want to do that, I can also bring my cursor to it and click on save. Now that I have clicked on save, this particular document is saved. If you look at the top here now, if you look at the top of my document now, you will see leveraging Word document, leveraging Word. So that is the name of this document now. Anytime I have to look for this document, let's say I am not working on it presently, I want to close it. I want to close this document. But before I close it, let me say some more things on saving a document. I want to say some more things. I have saved only shoulder on this document. And I am still working. I have some more things to type. So let's say I want to go to another line. I'll click on enter. Clicking on enter has automatically done something for me. It has helped me to change the format of my shoulder to what we call a title font format. You can see before now, my S was in lowercase. But just clicking on enter and taking it to the next line has changed this to it has capitalized the beginning of that word for me. It has capitalized the beginning of that word for me. Then I want to press other part of the body, neck, leg, throat. And let's say I'm actually done with what I want to type. because I have added some other things to this document, I will still go back to click on Control and S. Control S. We call it Control S. You press down that Control key and you click on S. Or better still, you still come to the top of this file menu. At the top of this file menu, you have something like a floppy disk. On top of the file menu, I see my word icon. Then, before the undo, you see an icon that looks like that our olden days floppy disk. When I click on this floppy disk, when I take my cursor to that floppy disk, it brings you the option of Control S. It asks me if I want to save. Sorry about that distraction. A child just came in. It asked me if I want to save. It asked me if I want to save. So I can save this document clicking on this floppy disk. It will save it. Or when I press on Control S, it also saves the new things I have typed to my former document. It saves it to my former document so that when I eventually close my document, at this left corner where I have cancel, what we call cancel, X most of the time, the way, you teachers now, the way you cancel children's work. I don't cancel my own pupils' work. Oh. You cancel, and demoralize children. I don't cancel my pupils' work. So when you bring your cursor to this X, you see close. You see an option for close. If you had not saved what you added, okay, let me add something to this part of the body. Let me add head and add eyes. I've actually added eyes and head. And let's say I have forgotten to press Ctrl S or to click on the floppy disk to save for me. And I want to close this document. You see, my system will automatically prompt and ask me if I want to save the changes I have just added. I can click on save to add head and eyes to the part of the body that I have just typed in, or I tell it, don't save. And if I have actually clicked on the close button, on the button to close by mistake, I can click on cancel. When I click on cancel, then it knows that I am not ready to leave that document yet. But since I am ready to leave this document and I have not saved, I will click on save. Then it will save. It has automatically saved for me. It has automatically saved for me. And let's say now I am working on a different document like I have now. I am working on a different document, or my document 22. And I want to open the document, the file, my leveraging document. I want to open it. I'm going to come to the menu bar. I'm going to come to where I have file. I'll click on file and I'll come to open. Clicking on new will open a new document for me. It will give me suggestion. This is where we started from. It will give me suggestion if I want a new document to be open. But since I already have a document before that I intend to open, I will click on open. I will click on open. By default, my recent documents are out here. Let us say that I don't have this recent document, or let us say that leveraging is not a recent document as it is now. So let us assume leveraging is not listed among these options for my recent document. I will simply come to my computer. Since I saved on my computer, I will click on computer. I saved in documents. I'll go to documents. Then I can decide to type the name of the file I am looking for. Already I can see it here, leveraging. But let's say I have so many documents on my system, and I can quickly type, okay, as I'm trying to type leveraging now, it has brought suggestion for me. So I have clicked on the suggestion leveraging document, then I click on open. Clicking on open here will open that document to me. Or there are many ways to do things on the computer. That is why I nodded when Dr. Kemi and Mr. Adiako said it. They both said it, that it is not everything. Nobody, no computer school, no singular training can give you everything you need. But when you practice what the training gives you and you continue to play around your tool, you get familiar, just like you get to know your friends, your family member, you get to know more about your tool and how to use it better. So instead of clicking open here, since I have my leveraging here, I can just come to it and double click on it. Double clicking on it also can open the leveraging document to me. It has also helped open the document to me. I want to show us something else, other ways to open a document. Let's say now on my system, I have so many documents. I can actually come to this top where I have search document, where search document is written. Let's say I don't know the name, the particular name I saved the document with, but I have an idea. I have an idea. Let's say I'm looking for a particular document and it is homework. What particular homework I saved with it, I don't know. I can search for it. As I type homework, it will bring out every of my document that has homework as part of their file name. It will bring every of my document that has homework as part of their file name or that has homework inside the document. You can see my PD here, which means this PD does not have homework as part of the file name. But definitely for it to have suggested this my PD, if I open this PD, I'm going to see a text inside it that also read homework. That is why it has suggested it to me. So when it brings all the suggestion, luckily for you, if you find the document you are looking for there, you can also double click on it and it will open the document to you. It will also open the document to you. So I want to take this other method of typing leveraging and clicking on open. When I type leveraging and click on open, it also brings me to the document. So we have actually learned how to save a document. We have learned how to open it. I don't know if we have more time to continue today. I want to quickly ask my boss, Mr. Okpefa, please, do we have more time to go on? I want to quickly conclude on selection of text, how to delete and do one or two things with selected text, sir.
Let's see how much you can do in the next 3 minutes or two.
Okay.
So that at 7:50 we can go and rest for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate us all. I appreciate you wonderful women in the house. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your attention. So a kind of recap now. As a recap, I want to quickly talk about the selection of text again. So let's say I want to delete a particular text. Don't let me start from the beginning so that you won't look at it that it's because I'm starting from the beginning. I don't want leg here. When I bring my cursor to the back of L and click on L and click and double clicks rather, when I bring my cursor to the back of the L and double click there, I will have my leg. The leg is highlighted. I can, once I click on delete on my keyboard, it gets leg out of the list I have there. Leg is no more in the list I have there. If I have taken that action by error or mistakenly, I can hold down my control key and press Z, Control Z. That is a form of recap. I taught us about this undoing, this shortcut to undoing the other time. So holding down on my control key and pressing pressing Z on my keyboard undo whatever I have done. Or better still, coming back up here at the top of home where we have the arrow pointing backward. Once I click on that arrow, it undo. It's on. I want to say undoes. I don't know if that is actually acceptable. Don't mind me. I'm not. I'm not like Mr. Okwefa. They know all the grammar. They know all the grammar. Okay.
You can create a new one.
I can also redo. I can redo. I can undo. I can redo. I can undo, depending on my intention. Depending on my intention. Remember, there are many ways to highlight when you have a sentence. Like I have here, I have sentences here. When I bring my cursor to the far left on the same line I want to highlight, my cursor changes to a somewhat slanted arrow pointing towards that line. Clicking on that, just clicking once on that arrow highlights my line. If that is just what I want to do, it highlights that line. If I want to highlight to select the entire document, instead of going to the beginning and clicking on this arrow, this is one way. I want to select the entire document. I can actually come here to the beginning of this document, click on this arrow. It has highlighted my title for this document. Then I can drag it down. I can drag it down. The more I drag down, it is highlighting. It will highlight downwards up to any extent I want it. But there is also a shortcut. Another way of doing it, instead of turning your arrow to this slanted, making your arrow this slanted and dragging down, I can also bring my cursor here, hold down my shift button, and use my downward pointing arrow key to take it downwards. That is a very fast one. It looks faster than when you just use the slanted cursor and drag down. When you just drag down with the slanted cursor, that looks faster actually. But there is actually a fastest one. Since I am sure it is the entire document I want to highlight, I will just hold down my control key and press on A. We call it Control A. Immediately I hold down my control key and press on A. My entire document is highlighted. It is selected like I have it here. So there are so many ways to go to Abuja. You can go to Abuja to meet Mr. Okwefa by trekking. You can go to Abuja using road. You can also decide to go to Abuja by flight. I love to go to Abuja.
You should trek on your own. No?
So thank you very much, Mr. Okwefa. I think this is the much we can take today because of our time and the busy schedule of women as nature has made it. Thank you very much, Mr. Okwefa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a big round of applause for you, man. Thank you so much. Somebody is telling me here now that she has learned a new thing. As soon as you started, I started learning. just at the beginning. Some shortcuts, some cheating that we used to do to just manipulate our way around Microsoft Word. I think I'm learning the better way of handling them now. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop this recording so I can have it as a whole.
So I'm stopping.
So that we can have it